Well, good morning, traders. Welcome to Premarket Info. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. On today's show, we will discuss the outcome of today's Fed meeting. Will they give hints of QE3? Discuss the hard sell-off in yesterday's close as some participant dumps 60,000 E-mini contracts with 3 seconds to go. Allstate beats last night. Earnings from Harley-Davidson, Comcast, Time Warner beat this morning as well. Ford and GM monthly sales today, and new allegations against Facebook on click bot algorithms.
Well, interesting market close there yesterday, Joel. We sold off very hard in the last couple of minutes there. You can see this sell-off in the market, in the overall market too. Some sell program came in yesterday right at the close. Nanix was saying that somebody sold 60,000 E-mini contracts with 3 seconds to go, but we've seen it across the board. So with some broad sell program, seen stocks like ExxonMobil selling off, IBM selling off, all hard in the last couple of minutes.
Yep, I noticed that Chevron Corporation ended up near its low of the day, as well as General Electric on the low of the day. That could be attributed to perhaps a month-end program that buys at the beginning of the month and sells at the end of the month. That's one thing it could be attributed to.
Yeah, I
Uh,
definitely think it was some type of month-end sell program that came in. And these programs too, these institutional sellers, they know there's a lot of liquidity at the close. We've always complained there's no liquidity at the open, but there is a lot of liquidity at the close. It's probably the most liquid time of the day for the overall market, and a lot of institutions are alerted to that, and they know if they can actually get rid of some serious stock right at the close of the day. The reason for that is that there's a lot of different participants participating in the close. You've got envelope traders that are trading at the close. You've got high frequency traders trading at the close as they're trying to get out of positions. You've got other institutions trading at the close. Liquidity begets more liquidity, and there's a lot of liquidity right at the close. And the institution's smart, because if they were dumping 60,000 E-mini contracts in the middle of the day, it could have been really ugly.
Also, you have people playing against the imbalances on the close.
Yes.
So that could be another factor. That just makes you a little leery of this up open this morning. As you know, the specialists probably absorbed a lot of stocks on the close. A lot of those specialist firms definitely have access to the E-minis. So carrying long positions overnight, you get a little pop here in the morning. And right as things stand right now, they'll be able to dump a lot of these positions at a profit. So I'm not really in love with this up opening here. As of right now, it would be an up opening.
Yeah, the market's basically retraced because we got down like 1373, somewhere in there right at the sell-off. We drifted down a little bit after hours, got as low as 1370 and a quarter, and have now rallied. We touched as high as 1380 and a half. We're at 1378 right now, so market is up a little bit here, and obviously getting back most of those gains that it lost there in the last few minutes of yesterday's trade.
Yeah, you also kind of had a funky month-end close on that. I believe the index was trading 1371 and a half, 1372, but due to month-end adjustments, they made the close at 1374.75. So, interesting close. We'll see what the follow-through is today.
Few stocks reporting. Let's start with MasterCard, Joel. MasterCard actually just reported it is trading down a little bit here in the pre-market on just under 10,000 shares, trading at 428 right now. MasterCard just disappointing the street just a little bit there. Not a huge down move for the stock. I mean, MasterCard has been on a tear here for the last 4 or 5 sessions, but it is giving back a little bit of that this morning.
You did get a spike down to 424.90. You recovered, currently trading at 428. If you go back in this stock, go back to June 13th or a few days before that, you basically have been trading in a range from 410 and 450 has been the upper end of that boundary as we hit 446.75. So it's been a pretty, I don't want to call it I guess you could call it a channel. Got up near the top of the range yesterday, selling off now. Besides that pre-market low of 424.90, I see very minor support at 423.22, but on a real good continued sell off here, another 10 points down. 417.62 would actually be the 4-day low.
Should just do numbers on Visa. You'll probably see a little bit of a sympathy move with Visa here. You are seeing it a bit in the pre-market. We're trading down just 60 cents on Visa right now at 128.50. It closed at 129.07. Chart's very similar. You've had this run up. We basically are at the upper end of the range, but pulling back a little bit this morning.
Yeah, the pre-market spike there was 127.75, getting a little bounce off that level. You really have a key level in that stock at 128.50 and 128.71. That was the double bottom from Monday and Tuesday. The market's bounced back to that area. I mean, if it can hold in there, I think it'd be poised to go up and test the previous day's high at 130.68. I believe that 132.35. Is that an all-time high in Visa?
Yeah, it is,
It
Joel.
sure is. So hey, if you guys want to take profits, the 52-week and all-time high, Visa is up there.
Allstate reported last night they beat handily, symbol ALL on that one. Stock is actually trading up there to its new 52-week high here too, just trading just above the 35.42 high that we set on July the 3rd. The stock's trading 35.89 right now, so up significantly. It was up after hours too, so it's holding on to those after hours gains.
Yeah, you're looking at a previous high in the move up at the 35.42 area. We're currently trading above that level. Major breakout above 35 here in the pre-market as
Yep,
well.
yep.
Whew, this is a tough one. I mean, if even going back a little bit farther, you touched this level back in April of 2010. Came near, not really, 34.40 in 2011. But hey, you're going back. This is a multi-year high in this stock. That you're getting into this big vacuum area that it had back during the financial crisis. So this thing could have some legs on it.
Yeah, it's starting to open up. You're right into this when we had this huge sell-off here in late 2008. We're starting to get back up in that area, and we always say when stocks move down through an area, they can move up quickly through that same area. I think you'll find buyers on pullbacks here. If it pulls back that 35 area that was resistance, wouldn't surprise me if it found a little bit of support in that area. Obviously, if they continue to sell it off, then maybe you get nervous, but maybe on a pullback you can find that area, find some
I just
buyers.
want to alert our traders to the pre-market high of $36.
$36 was the pre-market high. Always those whole numbers. I'm gonna just say it again. When you get into new areas that they haven't been for a while, and you get to a big round whole number like that, there's usually institutions that have GTC orders out there. So don't be surprised if you see some institutional resistance at 36 just off the hop, and then obviously high frequency traders sit in front of those institutional resistance. So
It,
it's trading
hold
right
on,
there. It's trading right there too right now at 35.90.
but not a whole heck of a lot of volume.
No, only 540 shares are traded this morning. So that's another thing to be scared of here too. When we say when you got huge volume on something, it basically indicates that the move could be more legitimate. When you only have 500 shares, it's still trying to find where it wants to be. There's not a lot of participants willing to make their bets here yet. So the price really hasn't set. Even if you look at the spread, it's 35.64 to 36.20. So not very tight there for a $35 stock. Harley Davidson reports here this morning, and actually, there's hardly any trades here, only 2,100 shares, and that's just across. It is bid up, though, bid up at $44. Best offers at $44.98, so there's no real trades here yet. When I say it's just across, it's some trade that was probably reported late to the tape yesterday, just hitting the tape today because I see it's on FINRA for 2,100 shares. So that's not really today's trade. $44 is where it's bid right now, though. So it looks like it could open up, but really zero volume.
Yeah, I think I would just keep an eye on yesterday's high, yesterday's range for that matter. 44.43 high, still quite a bit away from there. Settled right on the low of the day, so someone did not want to be long the hog going
The
into
sell program.
earnings. Yeah, big part of the they sold 60,000 e-mini contracts and their Harley Davidson position. Highly correlated. This stock is has gotten hurt since coming off the above $54 level, 54.32 back in May. Has had a pretty steep sell-off here, trying to get back. Just got to keep an eye on the downside here. The recent low of the move's been 41.83. So stock really isn't. I see a trade here of 44.05. The stock's really in.
It just
You
did.
know.
Yeah, it just traded
Oh, there's a stock
44.98.
44.98.
Yeah.
What you get nervous and cover your shoulders here?
It just traded up at 44.98. And the funny thing here, I just want to highlight this. This actually just traded on FINRA. Somebody just sent a market order, but what happens is the best offer was at 44.98. That guy didn't get executed. Some internalizer just took the fill from him in the pre-market here because this trade occurred on FINRA. So basically, you get a market order coming from some retail brokerage, and they just traded it right at the offer price, but didn't fill the guy that was offering it. So I'm sure the 200 shares that was offering 44.98, not too pleased to not get filled there. So he just got ripped off again. We've always complained about subpennying. We've complained about the internalizer stealing fills. Well, they just did it there too.
So what was the print at?
It was at 44.98 at the price, but they can match or beat. They don't have to beat it, and they didn't even beat it in this case. They didn't give no sub-penny price improvement. They just matched the price, which was 44.98. So it was offered 200 shares on ARCA, and this just happened. This is why we're talking about it. There was 200 shares offered here on ARCA. 200 shares traded, but it traded on FINRA. And FINRA is just any reported trade that's off exchange. So somebody probably sent a retail market order pre-market and just got filled at 44.98 in the brokerage. The OTC market maker that's got that order says, "Oh, I'll sell that for myself at that price because they can match or beat it." Just dirty that you can sit out there and be the best offer, but you don't get filled because some participant has that privilege of seeing the order flow before you. It's a crazy market we live in, Joel. It's just unfair, but we've complained about this type of stuff before.
We're gonna change it. We're gonna march on Washington.
Yeah, try to get us. Well, we've been complaining about this stuff for 3 years. It doesn't appear that they're going to do anything about it. So somebody got ripped off there on Hog. Not pretty. And just to bring that up, the NYSE starts their dark pool there today too. So there you go again on the NYSE. That fill could have even got to the exchange and not get filled because now the NYSE has their own dark pool where they can have their high frequency market makers step in front of your quotes there for a fraction of a cent better too. So kind of just a messed up market structure here, but let's not get into a whole market structure talk. We got to continue on here. Time Warner just reported here as well. Stock actually trading 100 big shares, so really nothing. It's traded no volume, but I want to alert our listeners to the big level here. It's 40 bucks. Now, I don't think that Time Warner's offered 39.10. It may not, but if it starts to take off, this is a huge number for it. We talk about those big round hole numbers. I can see 300,000 shares up there at 40. So the high frequency guys will put a lid on it in the 39.90s, even 39.50, seeing some institutional size there as well. So first stopping point if this thing starts to rally is going to be that 39.50 area. If it really goes into rally mode, I think it'll have a real rough time getting through 40.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pre-market. There's not a whole lot going on in Twix here. Just handling steady right around the close. Looking at it, wow, look at this $38.50 level here. 38.53, 38.48, and 38.48. Last three lows
Wow. Yep.
on a pullback. Take a look at that level. If in fact you do break there, I see another low here at 38.33, but at 38.50 still the level. You got a big vacuum in there, just like you do in all these other stocks, and you got a vacuum in all these stocks from the run up that we've had at the end of last week. So if we do go into reverse off the Fed decision, I tell you, there's a lot of air underneath these stocks.
It's a big number there. So we've highlighted some pretty good numbers for you. There's 38.50 on the downside, 39.50 off the hop, and then 40 bucks after that. So we've given you some key critical numbers if you're trading Time Warner here today. One more here is Comcast, CMCSA. Stock is right approaching its 52-week high. So many stocks at their 52-week highs. Actually, this one's trading 33 right now, so actually trading above that high. 32.78 was the high we set back on July 19th. So we are above there right now.
Wow, that's a pretty good move for this stock. I even see a spike up here to 34.39. So
Getting
someone
a little
got
bit
a little,
overdone. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
a little
news
bit,
news
just
bot
100.
got excited.
Yeah, those news algo bots. But you're looking, this stock is making just a multi-year high. You have to be a little bit cautious because this stock does trade quite a bit of volume during the day. So it being up 45 cents on 100 shares is not that important. I think the number of the day in that stock, you come back down to the 32.78 was the recent high. That coincides with yesterday's low. So use that 32.80 as a swing number, perhaps playing it from the long side. But if we break down below 32.80, a little bit of opening in that stock.
Quick look at Ford and GM. They do report their auto sales here today, so expect some volatility when those numbers come out. Ford kind of just hanging out here near the lows. 924 is where it's trading at right now, and GM 1971 is where it closed as well, and it's trading right there too. Just actually been no trades on GM here this morning. So, but these stocks have been drifting down here all year. Is there ever going to be any good news to come out of these companies?
I don't know. It seems like they do come out with good news, and it just doesn't do anything
Market
for the
shrugs it off.
stocks. Yeah, interesting area here in the GM 1977, 1965, and 1969, the last three highs in this stock. So trying to break above a triple top here. Sure, you'll run into some sellers at the $20 level. You had a high at 2016 on July 20th. Coming back on the downside, almost matching lows yesterday, 1930 and 1937. So have some pretty good numbers to trade in GM today.
A Walmart getting an upgrade at Deutsche Bank. They finally get on the bandwagon. They've had a sell rating on this thing. They're upgrading it to hold. Thanks a lot, Deutsche Bank. Maybe that's why the Deutsche Bank stock, obviously, the analysts don't appear to be doing very well over there. Maybe that's why Deutsche Bank stock is sitting just off of its 52-week lows. But Walmart, this stock has been on a tear. It's not one we talk about a lot on the show. It just slow and steady climbs every single day, it seems like, though. Is trading up on this upgrade today. They're all excited that Deutsche Bank actually doesn't have a sell rating on it anymore. 74.80 is where it's trading at right now after closing 74.43. I gotta think maybe a little bit of resistance. Well, probably nothing at 75 because it traded above 75.24 there 2 days ago. So the sellers at 75 have been taken out. So hard to say. Keep an eye on that 52-week high of 75.24.
Why would they even say anything about the stock? I mean, what did the guy like run into his boss's office and says, "Oh, we got to do something on Walmart today"? I mean, shut up! Don't say anything. Why draw attention to
I
yourself?
guess they just don't want to keep the sell rating on it. Well, you know what they say. If they've had a sell rating on it this long and now they're actually done with the sell rating, maybe this is going to be the top in Walmart.
Oh, I know,
You
I
fade the
know.
Deutsche Bank calls.
This has just been a parabolic move since that news came
Crazy.
out of improprieties in Mexico.
Yep.
Perhaps they should have done it in two countries instead of one, and then the stock would be at $100. I mean, folks, if you're long this stock, good for you. This has been a dog for a long time. It broke out. I think everyone just kept on shorting it on the belief that it was going to stay in this trading range. Blew away the old 52-week high here at 63.85. It's just a freight train. I just don't know what to tell you. If you're long the stock, just put a sell stop in and not worry about it.
Yeah, it's just marching. A lot of these defensive names, like your AT&Ts, your Walmart stuff that has a little bit of a yield. Do you have the yield on Walmart there in front of you?
No, I believe it's around 3 or 4
Okay, well it's
percent.
three. Say it's even three, but there is a little bit of yield. I don't know if it's even that high, but it's got a dividend. It is a conservative stock. Money's trying to find a home in conservative, low beta stocks that have a bit of a yield, and Walmart just fits that category to a T. Obviously, you go in those stores, they're like a mob scene. Everybody's shopping there. I mean, it's where you go when you can't afford to go anywhere else. You go to Walmart, you get stuff cheap. You can go in there and get $100 worth. They do groceries, they do everything now, and you get a lot of stuff. Walmart's obviously
It's
still.
it's it's not only people that that it's the most economical places. A lot of people that find deals there no matter what. I mean, no matter of your social economic status, a lot of people shop there. And I actually saw a commercial the other day where they were at this high-end steakhouse, and what they did is they snuck in Walmart steaks for their regular steak,
And
and the
everybody loved
people.
them.
and everyone loved them. So now you gotta go. You don't forget paying $50 for a fillet or something. Go to Walmart and get a
For
steak. I
five
mean, it
bucks.
really. Yeah, these people are like, oh, I can't tell the difference. This is really good steak. It doesn't show them puking afterwards, but
Yeah, crazy. Facebook here making new lows again yesterday. Facebook just having an awful time over the course of the last since it's IPO'd really up at 38 bucks. 21.71 now. It's actually trading down a little bit again today. 21.59. This stock just seems to have 20 on its mind. Yesterday's sell-off was probably because there was some article out there that was claiming that 80% of their clicks, there was this little startup company, Limited Run, as a music platform service, and they advertise on Facebook, and they were analyzing their clicks because they pay per click, and they were analyzing it, and somehow they were allocating that 80% of the clicks were coming from bots. So really, it was only 1 out of 5 of their clicks was actually a human, and they weren't saying that was Facebook that was bots, but some algorithm was running and clicking and running up their costs on the advertising on Facebook. So I don't know if it's Facebook running it up or if it's another company running it, if it's bots. But now we got click bots, Joel, affecting advertisers.
oh my God, now that's just gonna send you into another tizzy. Boy,
Clickbots, algos are taking over the world now. They're driving up costs on advertisers too. I don't know if that's true. If that's true, that is insane. That 4 out of 5 of the people that were clicking using that ad weren't real people. So not good news there for Facebook, and that's why it sold off yesterday. I don't know if you're going to see follow through again today on that. It consolidated a lot there yesterday afternoon, but if this thing starts making new lows, what was the low there yesterday?
yesterday the low was
And
21.61.
we're right
We've
there.
actually traded below that in the pre-market down to 21.45. So, folks, that's the only support I can give you in that
Yeah.
stock. 21. Just also along those lines, how about UBS crying to the Nasdaq about their losses at Facebook? I mean, they don't deserve a dime. I
No,
mean,
you're putting the orders out there, and this is what really ticks me off too. You've got Nasdaq's going to come good for some of these because it's their biggest customers. But if this was a little Joe investor losing money on his Facebook Open, they're not getting anything. But you get the big customers, and now they might actually get something from Nasdaq. Knight was, complaining about it as well. Okay, so Nasdaq lost the orders off the hop. Sure, that sucks. But you guys place the orders. I see orders get lost every, at least a couple times a year. You'll send an order in through your trading software and it gets lost temporarily and then it comes back confirmed or not confirmed. I mean, some of these confirmations were coming back the next day, which is really disappointing. Nasdaq definitely did drop the ball, but technical problems happen. These exchanges don't operate perfectly, and now and what ticks me off is that if it's Joe Investor that loses his money, nothing happens. But because UBS comes in or Knight and it's their big customers, now Nasdaq's going to pay them something just to not piss off their biggest customers. Banks get privileged treatment here again.
And if any of UBS traders are out there listening, if you have buy orders, okay, and you don't get fills and you don't get
Don't send more
executed on,
buys.
don't send more buy orders if you don't know. And then what they did is they had customers canceling, so they didn't know. Plus, they have an error. A lot of times, folks, if you have a trading error, just whatever, assume the loss, get out of it, move on. Here's a trading area. Are they still riding all those shares down to 21 bucks?
Probably.
Is that Nasdaq's fault? They could have been out. Oh, they didn't want to hurt it on the first day, and they were very careful of how they sold it. Well, how much of it are they still holding on to? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't think they're going to get a dime out of Nasdaq.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me because of who they are that they do get some money back. But again, just ticks you off that they have the rights to complain here, and Joe Investor won't get anything back because a lot of people got hurt on that Facebook. It wasn't just the big banks. Anyways, just running out of time here. Overall thoughts on the market. We're still kind of holding in this area. Obviously, the Fed 215 decision is going to be your driver here today. So get ready at 215 to see some volatility. Any closing thoughts there, Joel?
Oh, just this 1380 handle is just getting to be a monster here. You did end up with basically a triple top for Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, 85, 87.50, and 86.50. The high close of the move at 82.50. So I think you get up in anywhere in this 1382 and a half. Actually 1383.50 was the intraday low. I think people are going to be trying to lighten up ahead of that area. If something happens with the Fed, we break above 1387.50. A lot of air up to 1398 and a quarter. On the other side, if we come down below Tuesday's low at 1371.75, we got a nice 10-point drop to 1360.50. That's our show for today, folks. We'll be back with you tomorrow.